Hi,
Hi, Sharon.
how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thank you for
That's
joining me to
no
chat for a
problem.
few minutes about our wonderful Norwich women's rugby team.
Yes.
Um, if you could start by introducing yourself and tell us what positions you played and when you played, that would be awesome.
All right. My name is Katrina DiGiovanni, previously Hutchins when I was at Norwich. And I played from my freshman year, which was the fall of 94, all the way through my senior year, which was the fall of 98. Um, I think when I first started playing, I played flanker. And then I think by the end of my career, I was playing fly half. And I might
Oh,
have played
cool.
center for a game or two, just depended on uh, you know, what the needs were of the team.
Very cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And then, did you? I can't remember. I just remembered Kat. You didn't have a nickname, did you? When you played
No,
with
I
us?
mean, no, I mean, I think everyone just called me Cat because we had Kate, uh, you know, was one of the seniors on the team, and then we had Kate Moskal, who we called AWOL.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was me, so we figured, we can't call you Katrina. Like Katrina was too long, so we just shortened it to Cat, and that's how it rolled.
And that's how it stuck. Awesome. So you
Yep,
played your freshman year, which would have been my and Kate Trant's senior year. Okay.
correct.
Um, And that was the year that we went and did our undefeated 1994,
Yeah,
95 season.
yeah, that was an awesome year. I mean, I hadn't ever played rugby. I can't even remember what. I think I decided I wanted to play just because during high school I was always active in some sort of sport.
Hmm.
Um, and of course, being a freshman in the Corps Cadets, you had to have some sort of. I felt like I had to have some sort of outlet so I wouldn't go crazy during rookdom, and
Absolutely.
playing a sport seemed to be the only way you were gonna be allowed to get off campus and do anything. So
Right.
I was like, why not?
And that was my next question was how you started playing.
Yeah.
Uh, and by that time we were playing exclusively on the Norwich campus by then, right?
Yes. We were playing at the down by the fields down by Dog River.
Right, right. I think
Yep.
it was my junior year when they moved over because my sophomore year we were playing at Vermont College still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then we moved over. So my story was pretty similar. I needed to escape cadre, and Kate Trant and I saw a poster
Mm-hmm.
that said women's rugby,
Yep.
Vermont College campus. And we were both like, yes.
Yeah. Well, and I like if I remember correctly, like, I was Alpha Company and you and Kate were MP and we were all in Goodyear. So I feel like at some point, like you probably saw like me and like the other females in my rookie
Hmm.
class and were like, hey, you girls want to play rugby?
Well,
Like just
slight correction there, kid. I got kicked out of the MPs. And then I
oh
was
well,
alpha because
that's right.
that's who dormed with the MPs in that dormitory. And that's how I got to be roommates with Kate.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
So it's kind of like who's sharing the dorm with the MPs? Oh, alpha. Great. Hey.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I
Yeah.
saw you in the hallway. I'm sure
Oh
of it.
yeah. No, because I remember you and Kate having like a corner triple
Hmm.
that I would like, somehow sneak down to or get called down to.
While we're chatting, I am going to do what I said I wasn't going to do, and I'm going to look at my pictures because there is a picture of you hanging out with us in our corner triple.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there is. I remember loaning you guys my stereo for a while because I couldn't have one.
You had a
Obviously, as a
stereo
rookie.
in your room?
No, like there was one that I had that I just brought up like after a break and
Oh, oh,
you
oh.
you put it in your room because you guys could have it and I couldn't.
Yeah, we definitely spent a lot of time together for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
So, can you share with us while I'm looking for this wonderful picture,
Yep.
um, maybe a favorite memory that you have from your years of playing rugby at Norwich?
Um, I just remember like I mean we just we had such a good time like playing and like you know on the field, and I mean there was shenanigans galore off the field. um
You don't
but
say.
what's that?
You don't say.
Yeah, but on the field like we all somehow made it work. You know we were just trying to remember about like coaches, and I feel like we were pretty well self-coached. um so for us to go undefeated that one season
Mm.
is pretty awesome, all things considered. Um, we, you know, we definitely had to want it because I don't remember having a lot of support from the school. I remember using like people having to use personal vehicles to drive
Mm-hmm.
us to games.
Always.
You know, yeah, like even, I continue obviously even years later, my junior and senior year, it was still the same. Like it didn't change until probably,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah. I don't think it changed until after, I don't know at what point, but it was after I left Norwich that I think the school finally bought in and was like, "Oh yeah, we'll get you a bus or we'll get this," or
Interesting.
yeah. I remember, I remember driving my car, you know, to matches in New Hampshire. Like we would play like Keene State, which is where I grew up. So I would
Right.
like drive to the match and then, because I was an upperclassman by that point, I would just like spend the rest of the weekend at home and then, drive back up. So, um, but yeah, definitely had to, you know, sort of self-manage and self-govern in terms of transportation and, you know, I think the games, I think I don't know, whatever rugby union we were a part of, but I think that was all sort of predetermined by that governing body as to what teams we would play.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly obviously New England teams.
Right.
Um, but then I mean I remember great memory overall. I know it sucked for you, but the tournament in UMass, just because it was an awesome road trip,
Hmm.
sucked that you're sucked that you broke your ankle. That was a snap that was heard around the pitch for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, we all sort of stood still in that moment. Um, and then I think same thing happened. I don't know if it was that tournament, but it was a different tournament. The same thing happened with Amanda, where she got busted up.
So
We're
that
all
was
like,
after I left. She told me
yeah,
I talked to her.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Those were
very
both.
similar.
Yep,
Broker. Yep.
yeah. We were all like, oh shit. Um. So yeah, I mean, it was just practices were a lot of fun. I remember like on Mondays we'd like stretch and we'd sit there and like everybody would like talk about the weekend. Sometimes funny stories about who was doing what with whom over the weekend.
Hmm.
But then there was also like we would sit there and compare bruises. I remember like on Mondays people would be like, "Holy shit, look at that cleat mark on my thigh. Where'd that come from?" you know, or whatnot. So that was always fun. And for me it was awesome because I mean, as close as you are, in the core with all of your, rook buddies, like it was a second family. And it was great to just have a space where, it was all women because let's face it, there's like there wasn't a lot of females um, you know, at school. I mean, it was like what I think it was like a 25% ratio, like a 3 to 1, you
Yeah,
know.
I don't know.
I don't know. It was just, I mean, it was it was, kind of what I call a sausage fest for the most part. So
Yeah.
it was good to have a space to, go and be athletic and, have girl talk and all that other stuff that, that we did. And, you know,
Hmm.
even during all the fun, crazy shenanigans of, drinking after matches or before matches or during,
Oh,
like
come on now.
everybody looked out for each other. Like I never, like I knew that all you guys had my back and vice versa. So that was a great feeling.
Absolutely.
Yep. I mean, look at it. It's how many years later and you and I still talk. Like,
A lot of years later.
yeah,
Too many years later.
too many years later.
Couple of years later. And I just got the Zoom reminder that this call is going to end. So let me start another one and I'll share it with you. Okay.
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
Okay.
All right. So, hello, Kat.
Hello again.
We left off with you talking about some of your favorite memories.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I had to start another Zoom meeting. Sorry.
That's okay.
Was that were you is there anything else you want to share as far as favorite memory goes, or do you think we were done with that one?
I think we're pretty good with that one. I mean, even after, you know, rugby, stayed a huge part of my existence at Norwich, even after you graduated. I mean, I kept playing all 4 years. I ended up becoming a captain. You know, I have the tattoo on my lower back that I remember going to remember driving to New Hampshire to get, of all places, because
New Hampshire.
yeah. So there was for some reason, there was before, this was before you could get tattoos in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
And so there was this tattoo place, I think it was in Seabrook, New Hampshire. And for whatever reason, that was the spot where anybody that got a tattoo from Norwich would go.
Okay. Okay.
You were getting, if it was your company logo, if the guys were going to get a Ruggedillo tattooed, um, whatever else, swim
Hmm.
team, Skull and
So they
Swords,
went.
that's where they went. So that's where we went. I remember driving down there. I think it was me, Tremarco, Nina, Karen, and Jen Hilton. Maybe one other person, because I think like Sherry had like a small pickup truck with a cap. So like three of us
Oh,
crawled in
okay.
the back, with a blanket. And we went down there, we got the tattoos, and I remember the tattoo artist being like psyched because there was all these, young hot girls wanting the tattoo. Um,
Yeah.
Two of us ended up doing them on our lower back. So, we're bent over with our pants halfway down so we can do the tattoo. And
Nice. Tramp
I
stamp.
think
Good for you.
yeah, and then I think Karen got hers like really close to her lady bits.
Hmm.
Yep. So I don't think he was complaining about that. Um, yeah, so we drove down, we got a tattoos, we stopped at the liquor store, drank on the way back.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, well, because they tell you not to drink before the tattoo, so we at least followed the rules on that one.
Interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I never got the tattoo. I think I was always too afraid of my mother. Ha!
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember the day my mom walked into my room and like I happened to
Be
maybe
changing or something.
be changing and she's like, "What the hell is that?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What's that?" She's like, "On your back." And I'm like, "Oh, nothing." What's she gonna do?
September.
I was already, over
Right.
19, so
Oh gosh, I know. But even still, like, I think my sister finally got a tattoo 5 years ago for the first time
wow.
at 40 something.
Wow.
But anyhow, all right. So
I
there's our
still have
favorite
my
memories.
I still have my jacket.
Yes, of course, as you
Yep.
should.
Yeah, I mean it probably doesn't fit me because, I'm not, skinny anymore, but I have it.
You have any newspaper clippings?
I don't know if I have newspaper clippings. I feel like you were showing me some of the photos that you have, and I have some
Yep.
of like the team photos. I might have a clipping or two about the team that was like in the guidon or
Okay.
whatnot.
I have the
Um,
95 article or the 95 undefeated season. I have that article. That's all
okay.
I have. Ugh.
I think I might have that too. And I like when we were, been chatting and trying to collect pictures, like
Hmm.
I don't think I had a camera at all when I was at school. It's
No,
just
it was those disposable little Kodak things that you
no, I know,
bought.
but like if I did, I don't know that I even used them. Like I'd have to go and look through like, old photos
Right.
just if I have anything, because, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I'm there with you. And another recurring theme through these interviews has been, thank God we didn't have cell phones back then.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Jesus. I mean, that's a recurring theme, I think, for anybody like, that's under the age of like 50. I mean, Christ, there was a
Yeah, but
bunch.
for us
Oh
specifically,
yeah,
us
for us on the
girls,
rugby team, yeah, yeah. I mean, the amount of times that yeah, I think about the amount of times you would stop on like, somebody would have to pee and like you'd stop on the side of the highway and like between the car door and the five people standing around you. That was your that was your shield from the outside world.
yes, yes, yes. I actually remember doing that on the pitch one time too. Somebody either had to change or maybe even had to pee. I don't know, but I remember doing that
Yeah.
shield around somebody.
Yeah. I mean, changing, I remember it just being like, screw it, you're taking off a jersey, you got a sports bra
Oh,
on.
yeah, jersey's one thing.
Yeah. So,
Good
yeah.
times.
And my other favorite memory is remember the tournament we went to, or maybe it wasn't a tournament, it was a game. I think we had a game at Smith. And I remember my
Okay,
grandma and my mom coming, and they had never seen a game of rugby. And, they just wanted to support me, which was awesome because they would come to like all my basketball games in high school. And I
sure.
remember at halftime, the look on their face was like pure mortification.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, "Are you okay? That girl looked like she was gonna beat you up. Do you have a bruise anywhere?" And I'm like, "Mom, that's just part of the game." Like it didn't bother me at all, but they were so shocked by it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wanting probably to take you home right then and there.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's always fun when your parents come.
Yeah.
Hmm. All right, so moving on to why don't we just go right into Kate and Nicole then?
Okay.
So we had two players that played with us. Nicole was a civilian. AWOL was a cadet with us, and we lost them both, unfortunately. Is there any memories or anything you want to share about either of them?
Um, I unfortunately don't have a lot of memories about Nicole, and I'm not sure why. And losing anyone, you know, just sucks. Kate, I definitely AWOL I have definite memories of. Um, you know, just her being like her wild and crazy self. You I know I went on spring break with like you and Kate and AWOL, and I think it was me and like pretty much all upperclassmen. I think,
It was, yeah, Julie, Gretchen, Nicole,
yeah, yeah, you guys were all
Jesse.
juniors and seniors, So, and I remember
Yeah, that's
Kate,
right. You were a freshman.
yep, I remember Kate coming on that trip with us. Um,
Huh.
and yeah, and I was sad when I found out that she had passed away, and I guess, even considering like, you know, what I remember the circumstances not being that great either. So that really sucked. So,
And they'll always be with us. I mean,
mhm.
they're definitely a part of the team. And
Yeah, no, huge part of the team for sure.
so are there any experiences in rugby that you or anybody in particular that you have held with you through the years? Like lessons that you've learned that you've held on to and like leaned on as you've gone through life from rugby?
Um, I'm not sure. I mean, it's just basically trying to like keep your head up. I mean, in games you get knocked down and you got to keep going. So that's what I do, and I think it definitely gave me a better level of toughness than I probably had beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I mean, I'm currently working in what's a predominantly male dominated work environment. So uh, I don't. I think rugby gave me the toughness to not take shit, and most everybody that I work with like knows that they're not going to get away with anything with me.
Mm-hmm.
And there are times where guys will say something. I'm like, dude, don't mess with me. I played rugby in college, and they're like, oh, never mind. I just
Mm.
like the second you tell them you played, they're like, okay, nope,
Yeah,
we're good.
we're moving on
So
to the next.
yeah, um, yeah, and then you know later in my rugby career, there was like a I don't know, like a collision between some stuff that was happening in my personal life that overlapped onto the rugby field, and like definitely sort of changed what I thought was going to be my course when I first went to Norwich. So, I learned a lot more things about myself as a person, um, which is okay. It's helped me to be who I am today. So it's great. And thankfully, like there's a lot of people that there's a lot of people that I played with all throughout my time at Norwich that I still have some sort of contact with. Whether it's you know Facebook, text messaging,
Mm-hmm.
you know, whatnot. So there's, and even, like it's just, even some of the guys too, like,
Sure.
you know, you it was, you were part of like a sisterhood and a brotherhood. Um, when people ask me about my college experience, and like I have, friends, and I have a half sister that went to school and was part of a sorority. And
Oh,
I don't know what that's like because we didn't have that. But
mm-mm.
like in some ways, like rugby team was a sorority.
Right.
Like you had, you know, any team sport that you were in was probably, and probably same for the guys.
Oh,
You know,
right. Like your initiation picture. Shall we share that
yeah.
now?
Oh gosh, do we really have to?
No, we don't.
No, we don't. I mean, we can. It's not like, you know, we all did. We all had crazy things and did crazy things at that time in our life. It's probably the only proof of anything nutsy that I did. So, it's okay.
It's okay to share
Yeah, we can share it. What the
it.
hell? I mean,
Good times right here, kid. Can you
it
help
was.
us remember what this was? What was this? What were we doing in this picture?
Oh God, we had probably like I don't even think we had like that was just probably an initiation day. Like I don't even think it was like post match. And I feel like it was during junior ring weekend.
Oh, that makes sense. I didn't know.
Yep. And I think we were up on what I don't know, I don't know if it was field day or what the hell, but everybody was like partying up on Disney Field.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I feel like this picture was probably after a couple of rounds of like
Dizzy
boat
bat?
races and dizzy bat. Yeah, there was definitely some alcohol involved that led up to this photo.
Are we there?
Yep, that's it.
That's it.
Yep, yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. Which one are you? Oh, are you the top right?
Top right with a baseball hat on. That's me, which is fitting because I wear a baseball hat a lot in my current job. So
And you're there with Julie and Ann, and you told me that's Pam on the bottom, right?
yeah, that's Pam on the bottom. Yep, she was one of my rec buddies. And she had to leave school for personal reasons. So
Good times right there.
yeah, it was good times. Yeah, yeah, one of the many.
I was hoping I could be better at this than I am. Where photo box? Yes. Okay. Am I sharing my screen?
I don't see your screen anymore. No, I see you.
If I can find this in 10 seconds, great. If I can't, then it's the picture of all of us that same day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, wait, was it the same day or was it a different day? Because I can't tell if you guys have that stuff on your face or not.
I don't know.
You know the whole group?
Yeah.
I'm in the Norwich Women's Rugby Dropbox, so if you ever come across any pictures and you want to upload them,
Oh,
that's the
okay.
spot.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
It's linked on the Norwich Rugby.org page. Here we go. No, that's not it either. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna stop trying because I'm trying to share my page and it's not working. Oh, sure, now it does. But that's not the picture. That's the other team picture I shared with you. Okay, so you started talking about the boys, and I don't want to keep you too long, but that has been a recurring theme through these interviews too, is the camaraderie we have with the boys team. When we were there together with my senior year, your freshman year, did it carry through to your senior year where you guys were always together, practice at the same time sometimes, drink ups together? Were you guys always together?
Yeah, I feel like it.
Because that doesn't
Yeah, I
happen now.
feel like it did. I mean, especially for home. Right.
At least as far as I understand, it doesn't happen now like it did back then.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I mean, even if it wasn't like, yeah, I feel like we would still hang out and do stuff together and, you know,
We did a lot of that. That was fun.
but
We learned a lot from them.
yep. Yeah.
So then is there anything we haven't covered? Anything else you want to add about our time playing together? This is the end of our interview. I didn't know if there was anything you want to share that we didn't do yet. Am I breaking up?
Yeah, I feel like things. No. Yeah, you are breaking up a little bit, but
Okay.
that's okay. No, not really. I mean, I just, I had a great time, playing. It was fun. We had.
And I lost you, I think.
Hey, Mom.
Yes.
Mom.
Yes.
Hey, Mom. Like non-traditional students, you know what I mean? Like, I think was it like Mandy had been in the Navy before she came to Norwich, and
Mm-hmm.
so it was just cool to have all the different perspectives of everybody, you know, from different places. So
The melting pot. We were a great group.
yeah,
Well, thank you very much
you're
for meeting with
welcome.
me and chatting, taking up your whole day.
Not my whole day. About an hour. It's all good.
If you think of anything else, let me know.
I will.
All right. Thanks so much. Talk
All
soon.
right, you're welcome. Yes, you will.
Yep. Bye.